Hello Internet, I'm your only mate, and before I start off today's video, I would just like to say Happy Ruby Rose's birthday! Or for those who are less cultured, Happy Halloween! Alright, so it's time for a new death battle. We have Jason Voorhees versus Michael Myers. Now, as I should say with all of my reaction videos, please click the link in the description below to go watch the actual episode itself before watching mine or anyone's reactions. Don't be a dick. Support the official release! Alright, so how do I know these two characters? Not too much, really. Okay, so I know they're both slasher villains. I don't really watch a whole lot of those movies. I'm not a horror fan. But I know, like, a few things. Like, I know how you can basically throw whatever at them and they just keep getting back up or keep coming back. For whatever reason. I don't entirely know, like, those parts. At least as to why and, like, how exactly that happens, like, story-wise, if there's even an explanation for some things. They kill a whole lot of people. I know their backstories are just, like, a little messed up. Like, all I know is that Jason, was a kid at a summer camp. He drowned, died, presumably. And then his mother, I can't remember her name, I think it's Pamela? I think that's it. Killed a bunch of people, then she got killed herself, and then Jason came back, and then he killed a bunch of people. And fought Freddy Krueger. They're likely going to bring that up. And a whole bunch of other things. Michael, if I remember right, he killed somebody, and then, I think it was his sister, actually. Yeah, it sounds about right. Then he was put in a mental hospital. He broke out, killed some people. That's about all I know. So, who do I think is going to win? Jason. Like, I might not know a whole lot about these two, but from just everything I know and just everything I hear, yeah, this is kind of a clear-cut win for Jason. Cut, because mache knife. So yeah, and I quickly want to address why I didn't post a reaction to SpongeBob vs. Aquaman. Because I was not in a good mental or emotional state. Stuff was coming out that really messed with me. And it kind of affected how I just went into that death battle and made for a crap video. So I decided, no, I'm just not posting this one. Like, I didn't want it to come to that, but it's just how it is. So anyway, feeling much better, and I'm gonna watch this one. So with all of that being said, I'm gonna put these on. Shut up, and hit play. Wow, 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 wow. Okay, that's at max.
Prepare yourself. It's time we tell the tale of Crystal Lake's
This is new.
Jason Voorhees.
And the horrifying boogeyman of Haddonfield, Michael Myers.
I love how Jocelyn's just not into it.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to bring terror and fright on this Halloween night on Death Battle.
I like that ending shot.
Within the woods of Crystal Lake lurks a killer, buried but not dead, doomed to rise from the grave and slaughter those who live and love, if you know what I mean.
This is the curse of Jason Voorhees.
Rumor has
Okay, I know of a couple other kills that Jason does do. Hang on.
Only cared for by his single
Okay.
mother, but not even
Still
mom
active in
would even
2455.
see Jason when
Jesus.
he tragically drowned at Camp Crystal Lake. Or did he?
Over time, Crystal Lake became wrought with strange disappearances and violent deaths.
Including the camp counselors who should have been watching Jason when he drowned all those years ago. Someone or something ... was out for vengeance.
And
Yes.
yet these harrowing murders were committed by none other than Jason's own mother, Pamela Voorhees, seeking revenge against those who neglected her child, dooming him to his terrible end.
I mean, that makes
Actually,
sense.
Makes a lot of sense. Good for her. I
Like,
guess.
However,
if I were in her
even
shoes,
after
I'd go
the
nuts
killing
and,
spree was cut
well,
short, the deaths
don't know if I'd kill people, but
nobody could prove it.
I'd
but
be very angry.
Maybe, just maybe, Jason was still alive.
Holy shit!
Ugh.
Yeah, he's definitely alive. Wait, has he been living in the lake this whole time?
Jason
that a
has
dream?
fortitude far beyond
I remember
any
watching
mortal
that
man.
clip.
You can swing an axe in his face, blast half his body away, or trap him in an exploding building. Yet it will all be in vain.
Even when one of the few survivors
just
of his
unkillable,
attacks
really.
to pieces, Jason rose again.
I mean, not
Seriously,
literally.
this
I'm sure there are
happens
ways
a
to
lot.
kill him for
Nobody
good, but
knows the true source of his unkillable nature. Some say it's an indigenous curse, others say it's the Necronomicon, and some even say it's a hell worm. So, not too many reasonable answers.
Either way, be careful, or you just might end up on the wrong side of Jason's trusty
Oh.
machete. Something he uses with enough
I missed,
strength to
the rest of
split
that text.
skulls and pierce metal.
Even when Jason has no weapon, he can be resourceful and oddly creative.
Oh, the sleeping
He
bag
might
kill.
bludgeon you to death with a sleeping bag, drown you in a garbage can, or snap you in half between a
Ugh.
blindfold.
Worst of all, this demented mama's boy will always get his prey. Oh, you think you can run away? Well,
Look at Nitro, I remember that clip
he
too.
can teleport.
No, he can't.
Oh yeah? Well, how about the time he appeared in multiple places at once around this dance floor? See? Teleporting.
Wrong. Hallucinations resulting
I mean,
from a
if
mix
it
of cocaine
isn't
and
that a thing in a video game?
Okay, smartass. How about when he teleported from one end of this ship to another? How'd he get there?
Actually, when watching the full scene for complete context, there is plenty of time afforded for Jason to jump down the deck while off camera. He is quite athletic after all.
What, without making any sound? The guy's built like he's made of 100 brick houses. Are we watching the same movie?
Look, fans have argued this for years, and while admittedly those moments are questionable, they're not enough to prove actual teleportation.
Okay, how about this one? In Jason X, where 3 soldiers are shooting him straight on, and he just disappears. Poof! Gone! While
Huh.
they're looking right at him, goddammit, it's teleporting.
Well, I'm sure there's a logical explanation.
Oh,
I
bullshit.
stared at this scene while processing 900 trillion frames per second, and Boomstick is correct. Also, now my eyes are broken. Joy.
You know, Jason can actually teleport in the video game.
Thank you,
I
Ringmaster.
believe it.
I suppose teleporting would explain how, despite his hulking size, Jason can move with ghostly silence and pick off victims.
I feel like
one
something
by one. Are you sure?
It's gonna jump scare me at the end of this.
Dummy. Either way, Jason's
Well, that's concerning.
bloodlust makes him a horrifying threat.
Although there are plenty
If
more
you think
dummies,
you're
so.
protected by a foot of solid steel, he'll just crash through it to stab you.
And though it's tough to believe, there may actually be a deadlier Jason out there too.
Stronger, faster, and campier.
Isn't that
This
Uber
is
Jason?
Uber Jason.
Yep.
Rebuilt from Jason's remains through a sinister fusion of science and mysticism. And guess what? Normal Jason later fought Uber Jason and actually held his own.
Oh!
Yeah, the comics get kind of wacky. Just go with it.
Oh, so they count on those comics.
Monster
Jesus.
That has fought other supernatural entities.
Like Freddy Krueger, Leatherface, and the groovy man himself, Ash Williams.
Indeed. So be warned, if you ever see a shadow moving through the darkness and hear a familiar, run. Jason is out to find you, and chances are you are not leaving alive.
Well, that's
Bleak Halloween night, Michael Myers was born into the world as a seemingly normal child.
Michael, what
However,
you got?
Beneath his pale, blank face hid something dark, something evil.
How evil? Well, he stabbed his sister Judy to death when he was just 6 years old. Oh, what a rascal.
Michael
Jesus.
was institutionalized at a
I'm saying that a
sanitarium
lot,
where
aren't
he
I?
simply sat still, almost like a machine. His psychiatrist, Dr. Loomis, spent 8 years trying to reach him, but Michael never said a word.
But even when locked up, he still managed to get away with several murders.
Oh yeah, his mask is a Captain
Loomis's
Cook
fiancée,
mask
there
turned
was
inside
no
out.
helping or stopping Michael.
I know that
Wanted
from Big Bang
anything.
Theory.
He wanted to kill.
After 15 years, the night before Halloween, he broke out of the sanitarium, leaving behind one word. sister.
The story goes Michael had another sibling, Lori, and for some unknowable reason, he wanted her to suffer the same fate as Judy. And everyone else, really. He's not too picky, and he could do it too.
For in his hands, anything can be a deadly weapon. Countless reports of
I mean, really, anything can be a weapon if you're creative enough.
Exploded heads, boiled people alive.
Both him and Jason approve of that.
Trademark knife to stab poor souls to walls like some macabre piece of art.
When they say to admire your work, I don't think this is what they meant. And this isn't
Probably
some
not,
special
but
combat knife or dagger.
well, who's to say?
He did this with an ordinary kitchen knife.
Michael is also surprisingly clever, despite being confined for nearly all his life. At some point, he apparently taught himself how to drive.
It's pretty clear this masked
Okay.
man was definitely plotting something while he was in the ward.
All these kills were just a detour to his ultimate goal, Lori. On an all-too-familiar Halloween night, he finally met his long-lost sister and nearly killed her.
But Loomis intervened, shooting Michael and sending him out a window. Phew, well, guess that's the end of him. Yeah,
You'd
it's
think.
not.
No one knows how, but the body simply vanished, only to return later that night as if nothing had happened.
There's a reason why they call him the Boogeyman.
Even after being set on fire and rendered comatose,
You know, isn't that like 3 people they've called
stopped.
Boogeyman?
Almost
In this
like
season,
he's
at least.
some kind of invincible undead monster.
Many explanations have been given for Michael's strange.
I feel like either
but
Ringmaster or
some
Jocelyn is gonna
reputable
disappear now.
sources suggest he's bound to the ancient druidic curse of Thorn, whose symbol is, well, they say it's an ancient icon of Halloween.
I remember
but
Sean
it's
bringing this up on the podcast,
Norse
actually.
rune for Thor, sometimes called the Thorn rune. I think they just Googled rune and thorn and called it.
Oh, hologram works. That's cool.
Whoa. Is Michael Myers a Viking? Yes! Awesome!
Is Ringmaster playing a
For no
Switch?
curse, Michael is inexplicably driven to kill without hesitation, and his victims almost never see him
Who's gone?
coming.
Oh!
You said, uh-oh.
Well, explaining Michael away with a
Well, I've
violent
had
curse
Boomstick
is
didn't even
nothing more
notice.
than a crutch for the truth. The fact of the matter is, no one knows why he is so cruel, so violent, so unstoppable. He just is.
At the end of the day, evil gives no explanation, only despair.
Michael thrives not just on the satisfaction of murder, but the fear it inflicts in others.
Even scarier, his kills are done with surgical precision. He can
Oh.
murder you as quickly or slowly as he wants. This guy knows exactly what he's doing
Well,
with that kitchen knife. He's
that's
like a
horrifying.
hibachi chef of death.
And yet, his
I
attacks
like that
were
edit.
almost brought to an end by Lori herself. But when the time came for the final blow, Michael proved his intelligence and wit by faking his own death using a body double.
Oh, yeah, he,
getting
like,
his sister to
makes
commit
someone else's
murder
clothes,
for him.
didn't he?
Honestly, I'm kind of impressed.
He's also either impossibly sneaky, or he can use teleportation, because he once moved through a yard full of motion sensors without setting off a single one, until he wanted
That is impressive.
There's just no stopping
Assuming
him.
it's not
Filling full of
teleportation.
bullets, Michael will come back ready to rip off your head. Put him in the center of an exploding church. He'll survive and go on to kill dozens more people, just for dramatic effect.
It was this relentless evil that made the people of Haddonfield go ballistic and band together to end Michael Myers once and for all.
Unfortunately,
Oh, isn't that the Evil Dies
that
Tonight
was just not
quote?
possible.
Any ordinary person would have been long dead after what he experienced, but he took all of the town's punishment, got right back up, and went right back to doing what he does best.
And you know what's the creepiest part about all this? They never caught him. He's still out there looking for his next prey, I assume.
So every Halloween night, lock your doors, turn off your lights, and pray you'll make it to morning. Because the boogeyman is real, and his name is Michael Myers.
Pause. I'm not sure how to go about with this one, because it didn't really sound like they gave a whole lot of, like... Okay, they didn't give numbers for either of them. And they brought up how both of them can survive, like, buildings exploding. Both either teleportation or quick enough to make it seem like that's a thing. If I'm going purely based off of everything they just said, I'd still go with Jason, because they brought up how, like, you can have, like, holes in his body, like, blown off, and he'll still come back. Did not say the same thing about Michael. So, yeah, really, I'm just basing this off of general consensus. Like, I just think that Jason wins. But, hey, if Michael ends up winning, then, okay, like, whichever. Anyway, resume.
All right, the tales have been
Oh,
told.
boy.
Terror runs free. Let's see which monster will stalk another day.
It's time for a... I don't know how to sync these. There we go. That might do it.
Mother is talking to you.
Okay, is that Barbara?
Blackest eyes. The devil's eyes.
It
Kill her.
it sounds like her, but I don't want to just assume because I've done that before and I've been wrong. I don't know who you are, but you're about to die. Stab. Who did this? Hi, how's it going? They are gonna F each other up. Just stabbing and all sorts. Jeez.
Alex! Where are you? We gotta go!
Okay, so there's just like random people like just all over the place, I guess. Probably should have picked the axe up, my guy. Hi, how are ya? I think I vaguely saw just the knife still in the tree. And Jason's back. There we go. I mean, that was obviously going to happen.
Kill him, Jason. Kill him. Make Mother proud.
Oh! But you can survive that, Jason. Oh, with his own knife! Oh, God! Is that it? They're lingering on this a bit longer than I'd expect. There we go, okay.
Oh, okay. Are we sure he's dead? You can't be too careful with these guys.
Michael Myers won't be rising from the grave this time. Jason was too much for him. The stories may paint these slashers as unstoppable, but they do have limits and can be understood.
To Michael's credit, he could match Jason in a lot of ways. Both were experts in methods of killing, and both could totally teleport.
Theoretically, though, if both of them really could,
I love how
teleport,
Boomstick's so
then
fixated
they had
on
an
that.
advantage in that regard. So teleportation deniers can rest easy knowing it wasn't really a factor here.
Even the explosions they both survived were similar in size and destructibility.
But Jason held the edge with his superior endurance and healing. Michael faking his death with a body double was clever, but he did it because he explicitly could not survive something like decapitation or getting half his torso blown off.
But Jason could. He also had more experience fighting other supernatural enemies like Leatherface, Freddy, and his
Oh,
Cooper
yeah.
self. So I doubt Michael could have surprised him with something he's never seen before.
And Jason was just as strong and vicious as Michael, if not more. So given the difference in survivability, he had a much
Oh,
better
that's a
chance
lot
of
to
striking Michael down
read over.
first. In a battle between two unkillable monsters, it's only natural it would come down to who was more unkillable.
After being ripped to pieces.
Okay, and now Jocelyn's
Michael
gone, I'm
is
guessing?
now ripped in peace. Right, Jocelyn?
Yep.
Jocelyn?
The winner,
Okay.
Jason Voorhees.
Thank you for
I like how they just kind of left that.
jumping into the next matchup next week.
I'm gonna go back through the credits to find out who was voicing, like, the various
And by
people.
downloading the battle music,
And who's next? Oh, it's Sauron, and... Is that the, Yep, Lich King. Okay. I'm not super familiar, so it was just like... I know that's what people have been wanting. But real quick... Oh, Issa! Oh, okay. Noelle. And Jen. Okay. Jen, really sorry I mistook you for, Barbara, if you're watching this. Right, well, I would say I enjoyed that episode. I don't know where I'd place it, like, in my overall ranking for the season, like, just yet. But I'll have to watch it back through a couple more times. Yeah, I'm glad I called it right. I do like how, like, this fight was done. Just, like, some of the shots I felt like, okay, you know what's gonna happen. Like, if you know just, like, some cliches of, like, horror stuff. And I did think that final shot of Jason walking away was lingered on a bit too long. But there was still a lot going on in this fight. They were both, like, stabbing each other and just, like, effing each other up the whole time. I do like how some stuff was recreated, like Michael pinning Jason to that tree. Like, that was a cool touch. I also like how they went about with the analysis, like the whole campfire setting, and how this does kind of, like, set it apart from other episodes. And with it being a Halloween thing and, like, slasher villains, slowly, like, one by one, each of the cast start disappearing. And then finally there's just, like, I guess Jason going after Wiz and Boomstick. Like, at least I think that's what was happening, because you hear the sound, like, going on, and then just a shadow appears behind him, and I like how Wiz was just like, the winner is Jason Voorhees? That was good. That was really good. So, next time we have Sauron versus the Lich King. I know of them. Yeah, I know, like, some, like, Lord of the Rings stuff. I'm not too well versed in it. I remember watching, like, the movies when I was really, really young. But even then, I wasn't, like, too into them. For whatever reason, I don't know. Though I absolutely love reviews by The Unusual Suspect. So I would highly recommend checking those out. He's reviewed the whole trilogy. The Lich King I know significantly less. I just know he's from Warcraft. So hey, that's like 2 more new franchises in Death Battle, Lord of the Rings and Warcraft. So that's neat. And you know what? That is the last of any teased characters. Yeah. Oh, hang on. Because I made a list of just like all the dates that Death Battles are coming out. Okay, there's 2 more mystery episodes. The penultimate episode and the season finale. Whatever those turn out to be. So, I guess with that being said, there's not much left to do aside from just end this video. So, hope you enjoyed. Sorry I didn't post a reaction to SpongeBob the Aquaman. Like I said, just was not in the right state to really record. So that was a bummer. But should be getting back to these as they come out. So, yeah, I'll see you for Sauron vs. the Lich King. So, thank you for watching all of that stuff. And because it is her birthday. Here is my Ruby outro. Bye. However, in case anyone is watching this without watching the official release first, I'll see you soon.
This is Ruby Rose, and you've been watching Your Only Mate. Bye!